Greetings, this is Antimen, and this is my multi-account method and RuneScape rules discussion video. About a month ago, I decided I was going to create 11 accounts from scratch and play casually in RuneScape and see if I wanted to maybe go to pay-to-play or progress on the accounts at all and just see if I could have some fun again in RuneScape. And within 4 days, I had 7 out of the 11 accounts banned. And I said, wow, I did not expect that. I do play an unorthodox method, and I'm going to go ahead and try and illustrate that for you as transparently as possible in this video. And we can maybe determine whether or not this is actually breaking the rules, and if it's within the rules to play like this, then anyone who is interested may be able to reproduce this method. I'm going to start by touching on the rules briefly. And here we have the macroing rules, and the only thing I'm really concerned about here is the first sentence. Software that can be used to gain an unfair advantage in our games may not be used. So whether this is unfair or not, that's the gray area for me. I'm not using any automation tools or macros or bots or autotypers or anything like that. I'm not using anything that communicates with the game, and I'm not using anything that sends inputs or mouse clicks or anything like, or moves the mouse or anything like that. So I'm not really concerned about this. I'm going to touch on the multi-logging rules because after my initial 7 accounts got banned, I decided to make up to 20 accounts. I think that was an additional 9. I made 11 and then I went up to 20. So something like, I had like 20 accounts, or 19 accounts, something like that. And I was like, I'm going to try and reproduce an account ban. I'm going to see if I can get any more accounts banned, and I wasn't able to. I created up to 100 accounts, and I wasn't able to get any more accounts banned since the initial 7. I did get contacted by Jagex, and they told me I was spamming the chat and getting reported a lot and disrupting other players, and they asked me to stop doing that. So obviously they looked at the accounts and they decided nothing I was doing was ban-worthy in that instance. So I'm not sure exactly what was different about me playing on the initial 11 accounts that I had 7 of them banned. But basically the multi-logging rules are you can create as many accounts as you want, and you can trade between them as if they're legitimate players. Just don't break the rules or we'll ban all your accounts. Now moving on, I'm going to go over the mouse key clarification from January 2017. In the highlighted, it says, you may now only use your operating system's default mouse keys program unless it is to remap a key to any other button. And now to reiterate, I don't use mouse keys or auto-hotkey to move the mouse or send any inputs into the game. I do, however, remap the spacebar, and I'll show it to you when I go over my auto-hotkey. I asked this question on Reddit, and this was the only time I got a mod response. The question is it against the rules to use auto-hotkey to cycle through the taskbar between multiple clients? I give an example of the script. This is the exact script I use. It says, this hotkey allows you to cycle through all open clients in order from oldest to newest. I use the Z key because obviously you don't type with the Z key very often, so it makes using it convenient. And you see WinActivate bottom RuneLight, and that's just how it specifies the program. And I say, if this is against the rules, it is also against the rules to use Windows short keys to cycle through the taskbar between multiple clients. And I give the examples of Alt-Tab, Alt-Escape, and Windows key plus a number. Some of these are maybe more well-known than others, but they all perform the same function. Mod Tyran responds and says, what you've described seems fine, as others have said, so long as you don't use auto-hotkey to interact with the game, e.g. chats, clicks, or mouse moves. And I go on to directly say to him, I've been using these functions myself to play through clients which are all stacked in the same place on my desktop. I'm going to illustrate that for you shortly. I don't use any software to send inputs into the game, but I did have several accounts banned. I created a video of me playing 10 accounts through Tutorial Island to demonstrate the gameplay here. If this is deemed cheating, please let me know, because I'm sincerely trying to avoid having my accounts banned and would refrain from such a playstyle if it was deemed cheating. And he goes on to say, and basically reiterate his initial statement, if you're doing what the OP mentioned, then it's not against the rules. And then he goes on to say he can't comment on my individual bans. I'm going to go ahead now and show you my desktop and show you my auto-hotkey scripts. This is WinActivate bottom. And you can see I have 3 hotkeys here. I have Shift and Z, and it's designated to turn the script on and off. I have Z, which is WinActivate bottom, and I have X, which is send the spacebar, because So hitting Z and X is more convenient than hitting spacebar and X. Mainly because it doesn't use my thumb at all. Very simple, very straightforward, very transparent. I have, for the purpose of this video, made a script that's just going to move the windows, just for the convenience of displaying and talking about these functions. So you can see this is how people would maybe normally play multiple accounts. Maybe not everyone's going to play 10 accounts at once, and given that I only have so much modular space, I decided I'm going to need a way to play more effectively. And everyone, I think, knows Alt-Tab. This one's pretty basic. It's been in Windows for a long time. It just allows you to go back and forth. If you hit Alt-Tab, it goes back and forth. If you hit Alt-Shift-Tab, it goes backwards. But you'd have to press Tab more than one time to do this. And obviously hitting 3 keys at once isn't very comfortable or convenient. So I was like, I need another method. I looked up more Windows shortkeys, and that's how I found Alt-Escape. Alt-Escape is effectively the same thing as WinActivate Bottom. They do the same thing, and they just go in like the opposite order. So it's actually really nice. If I want to go back and forth, I use Alt-Escape and WinActivate Bottom. They're very nice. And just to illustrate the Windows key plus a number, what it does is the number that you press corresponds with where the program is in the taskbar. So in this case, if I press Windows key plus 1, it's going to bring up this menu for you can see it's pretty nice. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I think collectively they're all very useful. So now I'm going to go ahead and restack the clients and log in and show you a brief bit of gameplay just to go over what that looks like. And like I said, my main goal is to just have fun playing RuneScape. Some people have fun playing Ironmen. Some people have fun maxing. I have fun playing on as many accounts as possible. And anyway, in this case, you can see my accounts here. They all look the same. So it's pretty common for me to just run into people who are like, oh, I bought. You can see I've done a couple takes. So at this point, my fishing level's kind of high. I have a couple shrimp now. No big deal. This is what it looks like. I click 10 times over and over again. If I want to play 20 accounts, I'll click 20 times over and over again. My question is this against the rules? Is it against the rules to play like this? I'm not certain. Maybe. I'll have to fix my camera zoom. Don't get a seizure, guys. Congrats. Listen, I've tried to be as transparent as possible here. I'm certainly not doing anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to lie or outsmart anybody. This is exactly what I did on my initial accounts. So if this is not breaking any rules, I'd really appreciate if you could maybe look over those accounts again. If it is breaking the rules, then I guess you could also go ahead and ban all of the 100 accounts. If it's not breaking the rules, then I'd love to start progressing on the accounts. I've been really afraid about doing that because I just don't want to put any time into the game if playing like this is going to have my accounts banned. And if playing like this is against the rules, then maybe I'll play less accounts or I won't play at all. It's hard to decide. I don't know how I'll feel. I'm really just hoping I can get some traction and get some feedback, get some input, and maybe if I'm real lucky and this is deemed to be within the rules, I can get my accounts unbanned. That would be an ideal ending, a happy ending. But I have no expectations anymore. I think I've said everything I need. I think I've got everything I can say out, and otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope it's not too long. Have a nice day. Maybe I'll see you in game. Maybe I'll see you on Reddit. Maybe I'll never see you again.